Welcome to another episode of Co3 Debacled. Today we're going to do an MG face-off, pitting the MG42 and MG34 against the 30 cal and the Vickers. There's some interesting results. Let's see how it goes. So we're having a look at a longer range engagement now at 30 range, the MG42 versus the Vickers. MG42 seeming to come away a little bit worse off in the middle engagements. One over here really low. Other Vickers here suffering as well.
A machine gun has been destroyed.
All behind green cover.
An MG42 has been decrewed. Do not let it fall into enemy hands.
So, very even. Vickers win half, and the MG42s win half. Vickers with a marginally higher health pool. Now we're going to have a look at a no cover 30 range engagement between the MG42 and the Vickers. So the damage coming onto the Vickers a lot quicker. Everyone's suppressing everyone else, so we've got that suppression damage reduction bonus coming in. Well, it is true. Vickers will pin the MG42s in a head-to-head open cover.
An MG42 has been decrewed. Do not let it fall into enemy
I'd have been
hands.
surprised.
A
That's
machine
Vickers
gun has
coming away
been
with
destroyed.
100% pin, 100% win rate. Now we're going to have a look at a building-to-building face-off between the MG42 and the Vickers. MG42 getting the fight earlier there in that engagement. Vickers doing done some serious damage. Even matchup, we go to the other one. Even with the Vickers just edging out the MG42. High fail rate and just not compete with the damage. Like the MG42s have that one.
An MG42 has been decrewed.
Still losing out.
Do not let it fall into enemy hands.
On both occasions, so Vickers very strong in a building-to-building scenario. Now we're going to look at the MG34 versus the Vickers.
We're in range of an MG.
So 30 range behind heavy cover. Vickers again coming away with an impressive early lead.
We're losing men here. We can't take losses like this.
MG34 has maybe one win. Vickers have one win.
MG34 team killed in action.
Vickers seems to come up trumps most of the time. A little bit of RNG and also which models are behind the green sandbags. Seems to make the difference. So 4 in favour for the Vickers and 2 for the MG34. So next test, no cover at 30 range, MG34 versus the Vickers.
Suppressing fire. Enemy MG. Clear the body.
Let's see if the MG34 has the same suppression reduction as the MG42. Therefore loses out. The Vickers, it seems, yeah. Vickers recovers from suppression much quicker, gets the pin in, and they win again. Now we're going to look at the house-to-house battle between the MG34 and the Vickers with a running start.
Suppressing fire. Enemy MG.
So Vickers gets the early fire this time, followed soon after by the MG34.
We're losing men here.
Damage pretty even so far.
Man the gun.
I assume a similar story. The other engagement. With the MG34 dropping a few more models. Still even at the low level buildings.
We can't take losses like this.
This does have one extra window which might assist.
MG3 is promoted. Well,
Doesn't seem to be being fired from. Vickers comes away again. Double win for the Vickers by a fraction. 8 HP. I can only assume it's a similar story over here. Very low HP for both models. Now we're going to look at the 30 cal versus the MG34. So surprise to no one, the poor old 30 cal is losing heavily. Significant disadvantage in the health pool. And unfortunately due to the setup and the distance away from the sandbags, this squad dies entirely. Yeah, the reset up bug when the model gunner model dies. It's unfortunately we're facing the MG.
Maschinengewehr-Team have been killed.
So it seems to maybe be down to RNG depending on if the gunner model dies on the gun.
MG34 team
The
killed
cal
in
coming away
action.
with 2 and MG34 coming away with 4 of the 6. Now we're going to have a look at the no cover engagement between the 30 cal and the MG34. They're both at 30 range here. Suppression coming in quickly, so it's really down to whoever comes out of suppression first tends to win this battle. You can start delivering more suppression, and it seems to be the 30 cal. And we've got a similar story with the Vickers, where the allied MGs come out of suppression just that fraction quicker. And then tend to win the engagement. A clean head-to-head. Finally, we've got the building engagement with the 30 cal and the MG34 with a running start. I think this MG34 just getting a small advantage. Starts firing slightly earlier. The 30 cal will start firing earlier on this side. Early fires really coming through with the health. Keep an eye on this one, this is a bit more even. MG34 just seems to have a slight advantage. And the MG34 seems to come away with a decent margin. 42 HP, not bad, enough for a retreat. Now we're looking at the American 30 cal versus the MG42. Yeah, damage does seem to be on the MG42's side. Depending on which model dies, they lose their green cover. Pretty clear-cut victory for the MG42. Alright, there you go. MG42 has a clean sweep. Now we're looking at the 30 cal versus the MG42 at 30 range with no cover. Let's see if that recovery reduction comes in clutch for the 30 cals this time. MG42 is getting a mean damage burst off, but they start firing first. Keep that suppression going. Pin comes in. And yeah, just do not have your MG42 in open cover in a head-to-head. Now we're going to look at the house-to-house engagement between the MG42 and the 30 cal with a racing start. The 30 cal gets firing a smidge earlier. It seems to maybe be the case as well on this side. Really decent damage output for the top engagement. A bit more even on this side. The 30 cal not giving up just yet. Down to one model. That's probably going to be in favour of the MG42. So with the same margin here. The margin for HP 85. Lot of health on that model, and 30 on that one. So maybe just the early fire start helped there. So to summarize, there were some interesting results. The 30 cal and Vickers in the open come out ahead due to their quicker suppression reduction, so they can start firing earlier and get the pin off against the Axis MGs. In green cover, the Vickers comes out even against the MG42. It beats the MG34 at a ratio of about 4-6. The 30 cal in green cover loses to the MG42. It also loses to the MG34, but by a smaller margin. In the building-to-building engagements, the Vickers won both, and in the building-to-building, the 30 cal lost both, but by a pretty small margin. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and thanks for watching.